I was in my early 20s. Both my parents were gone, and I had no idea what I was going to do with my life. Everything I have built since then, the law degree, the immigration practice, the real estate portfolio, the two businesses, came from that moment. And I want to tell you why that matters what I do today. My name is Dalip. I grew up in India. I studied law. I worked at some of the largest institutions in the country: the Ministry of Corporate Affairs, the Times of India Group, the ICICI Prudential Group. And then I made a decision that most people thought was either very brave or very foolish. I left. I left a stable career, a familiar country, everything I had built, and I moved to Canada, a country I had never lived in, a language I spoke but a culture I had to learn, a legal system I had to study from scratch. I know what it feels like to sit in a new country at night and wonder if you made the right decision. I know what it feels like to build something from nothing, not because it's inspiring, but because there is simply no other option. That is not a marketing story, that is my actual life. And it is the reason I became an RCIC, a regulated Canadian immigration consultant, specializing in one thing only: helping entrepreneurs and business owners from Vietnam, India, China, and other countries make that same move, but with a plan, with a guide, and with the hard truth told upfront. Let me tell you something that most immigration consultants will not say to you. There is no easy pathway to Canadian permanent residency right now. Anyone telling you otherwise is either uninformed or selling you something. Express entry is competitive beyond what most people expect. CRS scores are high, policy changes happen suddenly. And if you're a business owner with 15 years of experience who has never worked for someone else, the point system was never designed for you. Startup visa, which many agents promoted aggressively, is currently on hold. I will not take your money for a program that is not open. What is working actively right now is Provincial Entrepreneur Immigration. This is the pathway built for people like my clients, people who have already built something, who have real assets, real business experience, real financial standing. You invest in a Canadian business, you operate it, you create job, the province nominates you, Canada gives you permanent residence. It is not fast, I will not pretend it is fast. It is the most certain pathway available to you as an entrepreneur. And certainly, when you are moving your family to a new country, is worth more than speed. I want to be honest about who I work with because I think honesty at the beginning saves everyone time. If you are looking for a passive investment pathway, put money in, get PR out, I'm not the right consultant for you. These programs require active business involvement. That is not a technicality, that is the core requirement. If you want this done in 12 months, I'm not the right consultant for you. These programs take time. Anyone quoting you guaranteed timelines without reviewing your file is guessing. If you are not willing to operate a business in Canada, I'm not the right consultant for you. But if you are a business owner or senior executive who has spent 10, 15, 20 years building something and you want a real pathway to a safer future for your family in Canada, then this is exactly the conversation we should be having. Because Canada is not looking for employees right now, it has enough of those. Canada is looking for people who build things, create jobs, contribute to local economies. That is you. And there is a pathway designed specifically for you. I lost both parents in my early 20s. I had no safety net, no blueprint, no one to call. What I had was a conviction that only way to build real security for myself and eventually for a family was to make decisions most people were afraid to make. Moving to Canada was one of those decisions. It was not easy, it was not certain, but it was the right one. The clients I work with are making that same decision right now. And my job, the only job I take seriously in this practice, is to make sure they have the most accurate, honest information possible before they make it. Not to sell them a dream, not to quote them the timeline I cannot guarantee, not to take their money for a program that will not work for their situation, just to be the guide I wish I had when I made the same move. If this story resonated with you, or if you know someone who is at this stage of thinking seriously about Canada, I would ask you to do two things. First, subscribe to this channel. Every week, I publish honest, specific information about entrepreneur immigration and real estate investment. No fluff, no guaranteed outcomes, just real information. Second, if you want to understand whether this pathway is right for your specific situation, book a 30 minutes free call with me directly. Link is on the screen right now and in the description below. No pitch, no pressure, just an honest conversation. I will see you in the next video.